I'm not going to lie to you. This morning, I woke up with one of the worst cases of I suck. You ever wake up like that? Seriously, I'm not the only one. And the way you know I'm not the only one is I want you to go below this video in the comments section and put something that you failed at. Because that way we all know we're not the only ones that wake up some days feeling like I suck. And you know what day I'm talking about. Like you get up and you know it from the time you get up. And then you go down to fix your bowl of cereal and you're like, dude, this is the worst bowl of cereal I've ever fixed in my life. I can't even fix cereal right. This is literally, I picked the wrong bowl. This isn't even the right cereal. I don't have sugar to put on this cereal. You can go on and you beat yourself up about the smallest things. And that's a case of what I call the I sucks. Maybe you're thinking about your playing. Maybe you're thinking about, I don't know, you're driving. Maybe you're thinking about a test that you took. It can be anything, but sometimes we let those creep over into other parts of our lives. And really, you don't suck. You're just having a bad day, man. And so I just kind of wanted to address that because a lot of you guys ask me, how do you deal with failure? You know, every successful person has failed numerous times. And if you don't believe that, look at somebody like Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan missed over 9,000 shots in his career. He lost over 300 games. He missed over 26 game-winning shots. Like the team pass it to him. They're like, Jordan, dude, go for it. Win the game. He misses the shot. And that's why he succeeded. He says so himself. The reason I succeeded was because I failed so much. Jordan was cut from his high school basketball team. Come on, Michael Jordan. Winston Churchill flunked 6th grade. Henry Ford went bankrupt several times before he ever had a successful company. Walt Disney was fired by a newspaper editor who said he lacked originality, creative ideas, or anything good. Really? Walt Disney? Disney World? The Disney Channel? Mickey Mouse? That guy lacked originality? Come on. The Beatles were turned down by multiple labels. One even said these guys have no future in show business. They laughed all the way to the bank. What's my point? My point is that in this area of your life, you're not original at all. Everybody wakes up with the I sucks. The I suck at this. This is horrible. Life isn't that great. The question is what do we do with that? Like when we wake up like that, what do we do with it? You can either sit there and swim around in this mire and this muck and think, yeah, man, this is just how it's going to be. My playing's never going to be any better. I'm just always going to be this average, mediocre person. It can be anything. You can either sit there or you can go, you know what? Yesterday, I made the most awesome bowl of cereal I've ever made in my life. I even made a note in my diary. Dear diary, today's bowl of cereal was the best I've ever had, right? So some ways we can combat these different things are by putting in place kind of mental checklists that we go through. So my first one is I always tell myself, your mood doesn't choose you, you choose your mood. So if I wake up in a bad mood, I go ahead and I talk to myself. And I'm like, dude, you got to get this together, all right? We're not going to sit here in a bad mood all day just because I woke up feeling one way, right? So that's the first step I do. The second step I do is remind myself that I'm completely unoriginal in this area of my life. Do you think Henry Ford never thought I suck whenever he went bankrupt before he launched a successful car business? Do you think that Thomas Edison, on one of the thousands of times he failed making the light bulb, never had a day where he goes, Edison, seriously, let's talk about this. You suck at making light bulbs. You're the world's worst at making light bulbs. But it's what they did with that. So remind yourself, in this area, I'm completely unoriginal. Everybody in the world has I suck days. The other thing I do is I go ahead and I have kind of a checklist. If I'm sitting down to practice, now this can be for whatever it is. If I'm sitting down to practice, I go ahead and just write down exactly what I want to do. And then it's not a matter of whether I'm motivated to do it. It's a matter of just looking at the list and going, yeah, I said for an hour I was going to practice this, so I'm going to go practice this. It said this, I'm going to go do that, right? So it's basically getting up and putting one step in front of the other. What's the difference between the guy that succeeds at something, whether it be music or business or life, and the guy that doesn't? It's the fact that he got up and he took one step, and then he took another step, and then he took another step, and he didn't stop and say, you know what, screw it, I'm just going to sit down. This is it. I'm done for the day, right? You're always going to stay in a rainstorm if you don't keep walking. You can walk out of a rainstorm, man. You just got to keep walking. So this isn't going to turn into some kind of motivational channel. I'm not going to make a bunch of posts about this. But I just wanted to address some of you guys that have questions about, man, I feel like I'm not making progress. Why do I wake up? What do I do whenever I'm not motivated? What about this? What about that? Man, just realize you're not the only one. That even and whenever I went into university, do you know what they told me? Whenever I went in my college entrance exams for music, they told me I needed to major in something else. I was too far behind. I wouldn't catch up. I graduated top of my class. But you know what I thought every time I was in the practice room? I had that voice. You don't need to major in music. You don't need to do this. You don't need to. And so I'd go, you know what? I'd practice another hour. I would do that. I would drive myself. The only person you're competing with is yourself. So if you woke up with a case of the I sucks, don't worry. I'm in there with you. Get out of the mood. Go practice. Go take a jog. Hang out with somebody that thinks you're cool. That's all it takes, man. Hopefully that helped pump some of you up. Hopefully it helped answer some of your questions. If you ever got any questions or concerns or anything, hit up my inbox, Steven@stevensdrumshed.com. We'll see you guys next time.